Activities are on a standstill in Kumbo, Bui division of the northwest region of the country after the brutal confrontation between some armed civilians and the forces of law and order led to the death of an officer. The incident occurred Wednesday, and the senior divisional officer for Bui division who confronted the information has reassured the population of their safety. Also in this newscast we talk sports football, the return of the intermediate Lions of Cameroon prematurely from Morocco from the African Nations Championship that was taking place with just a single point. We'll tell you more in this edition of the news. Stay with us for the details. Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for joining us in this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television. There is fear and consternation in Kumbo, Bui division of the northwest region of Cameroon, as we announced in the headlines after the killing of a gendarme officer, an incident which occurred on Wednesday this week. It has so far crumbled economic and social activities. Local administrative authorities are trying now to reassure the population of their safety and tranquility in the said locality. Details in the following report. Thursday in Kumbo Central Town, a day after a brutal confrontation between dozens of armed civilians and security forces. Shops are closed and markets empty as though on a ghost town day. Residents explain that the killing of a gendarme officer in the attack Wednesday left locals in panic.
I can understand because we come here don't kill gendarme them for some checkpoint for Kishu. So we don't see people and come back and order.
I just go this morning there from my bakery place to work break. Around 7:30 or around some 10 minutes to 8. My small brother come here with their and say, you don't hear some news, they don't kill 2 gendarmes. As I call, someone tell me, say, yes, they don't pass or they see 1 gendarme, they lie for road.
For me, if you say for morning time, I hear say something to happen for this roof for Kumbo, for that water. I think now the thing will make the market
Only military vehicles transporting soldiers on patrol can be spotted on streets. In the various neighborhoods, doors were closed and a good number of inhabitants had taken off to unknown destinations.
Either 2 or 3.
Others, however, revealed that they were heading to the farm. Kumbo residents have said that they have never been gripped with fear like now, and the desire of many is the return to normalcy.
We don't even know whether the people are coming now, so we don't decide where they take come out, and we don't know whether they come now, where they can't kill people, we don't just know. I think today will never happen over our side here. So the thing we regret it.
Yeah, we how are days were tying a heart before a day for my dog. If you know it's what day now, because I say that plaba. Very happy.
The senior divisional officer for Bui division, who confirmed the killing of a gendarme officer, stressed on the need for the people to remain vigilant while security forces battle to maintain peace.
What we're expecting from the population is collaboration, and to tell them that the forces of law and order are there to protect them and their property. Therefore, they should do all their best to give information. They should not be afraid in case they see police, gendarme, or army. All those forces of law are here, they have been sent here. It's just for their protection. The incident happened. We went there with the state council. The investigation are going on. What we are appealing now is just that the population should remain calm and very vigilant.
Calm is still to return to Kumbo and other surrounding localities. The atmosphere there in Kumbo, Bui division of the northwest region of Cameroon, and here in the country's economic capital Douala, a Chinese expatriate so far succeeded to get into Cameroon with a huge quantity of cocaine, but he was intercepted at the level of the Douala International Airport by elements of the custom departments of the Littoral number 2. It was an incident that occurred today. He was caught as well with some 35 kilograms of cocaine amounting to some 3.2 billion francs CFA. We can see how custom officials succeeded to intercept the suspicious consignment that was today. The Chinese expatriate is so far under police custody and investigations are on course. We now take you to the locality of Diamare in the far north region of Cameroon, where several localities in that part of the far north region are being plagued with a series of challenges as a result of Boko Haram atrocities. Innocent as they compiled them in the following report.
Over 150,000 inhabitants making up Bogo community in the Diamare division of the far north region anticipates of poverty eradication this 2018, though the famine situation gets more and more complicated, leading to malnutrition and starvation. Agriculture, which is a principal livelihood activity, is being threatened with a drop in yields as farmlands are rendered almost barren by climate change, seed-picking birds and plant-eating animals in the space of 3 months. In Bogo Market, a bag of red maize, which was initially sold at 6,000 francs, now costs 28,000 francs, affecting 87% of the Bogo population. Recently, 20 million francs CFA and 3,000 bags of maize were contributed by persons of goodwill and the assistance of the Bogo Council to buffer the famine.
Nous sommes toujours en collecte pour pouvoir faire une deuxième distribution aux populations.
Even the senior divisional officer of Diamare unfolded his arms as well as unsealing his mouth by calling on the internal and external elites of Bogo community to assist revive the locality from famine in the utmost capacities. Government intervention is greatly expected by the suffering population.
And representatives of opposition political parties in Cameroon and board members of the elections governing body assigned to Marwa Far North region have been discussing on electoral issues or electoral related issues as far as the 2018 elections to be organized by Cameroon is concerned. The aim is to organize an election void of fraud come 2018. Catherine Kone tells us more in this report.
Officials of the election governing body ELECAM have begun touring different ELECAM branch offices in the far north region of Cameroon. During the consultative meeting at the conference hall of Marwa, they met with local actors involved in the electoral chain. This meeting, according to the ELECAM officials, will enable them organize free and transparent elections in Cameroon this year 2018. The meeting brought together representatives of political parties, civil society actors, law enforcement and religious leaders to discuss on how to organize a successful elections that will be accepted by all.
Oui, bon, ELECAM ne doit pas travailler seul. Pourquoi? Parce que ELECAM est là pour essayer de réguler.
According to the heads of the ELECAM delegation to Marwa, Dr. Adamu Aliou, ELECAM Cameroon does not organize elections alone. They meet with electoral bodies involved in elections so as to regulate the process of the elections.
Les élections, faire en sorte que les élections se passent bien.
He equally described the meeting with political stakeholders as a wake-up call for collaborative actions towards the organization of credible and transparent election this year 2018. The year 2018 is of greater importance given that Cameroonians will have to be led several times to the poll to elect their leaders.
Few days ago here in the economic capital Douala, we brought to you reports of how transporters and local administrative authorities were at loggerheads over the problem of parking space. A solution has been provided. A park is to be rehabilitated in Yassa on the outskirts of the country's economic capital Douala, but the various transporters are saying that it is not a solution to the current problem. Let's have the details with Babla Jonathan.
Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, a strategic trade hub in the Central African sub-region, receiving trucks from neighboring countries like Chad, Central African Republic, Equatorial Guinea, and others on daily basis. Paradoxically, it has no appropriate parking space for trucks coming in from other parts of the country and the sub-region. The problem has been worsened by the forceful eviction of trucks from the park close to the Douala Reunification Stadium. And this is where the trucks will henceforth be expected to park. This parking space in Yassa, at the east entrance into the city, yet to be rehabilitated, is considered by authorities as the beginning of the solution to the problem.
Yes, it's one of the solutions. We instructed the City Council authority to deeply investigate for other possibility, because we are here in the east side of the city. The west side have to be concerned because transporters operate both in east and west.
It is, however, a solution with many obstacles due to its slopey topography and the fact that a greater portion of the area is occupied by inhabitants.
Those who are settled there are in their own risk because they cannot present any document. And it's also another responsibility of public authorities that we have. We know we are super satisfied.
To the transporters, the rehabilitation of this parking space is not the appropriate solution to the problem. Another problem highlighted by the transporters during a consultation meeting at the Wuri Prefect's office is the fact that trucks coming into Douala through the west entrance will be obliged to go across the town, often with the traffic jam that characterizes the city of Douala, to park here. The Littoral Regional President of the Road Transporters Trade Union, Raymond Mungang, says this will provoke adverse economic consequences on the transporters and companies. The administrative authorities, transporters and other stakeholders continue brainstorming on the way out of the problem.
And how far has the President of the Republic of Cameroon gone with the promise years back of assisting youths, especially those engaged in agriculture? It should be noted that over 90% of them are still carrying out their agricultural activities independently. The much talked about youth programs and projects by the President of the Republic is not helping matters. Our reporter Babla Jonathan spoke with some farmers across the littoral region of Cameroon. Let's get their reactions in the following report.
Young Cameroonians responding to President Paul Biya's call on young people to get involved in agriculture. Many of them in the Mongo and Kam divisions in the littoral region of Cameroon have opened plantations of pineapples, pawpaw, cocoa, white pepper and other agricultural products. But they are unable to go forward, they are unable to prosper, they are unable to meet their targets. Several stumbling blocks are hindering their activities.
There are difficulties that we face in here because of farm to market road. There are no farm to market road. When we want to afford the price, the input in the farm, like the chemicals, we find it difficulties because the price is very high.
We have the will, but we lack the means. We have decided to practice agriculture as the President said. We have the farmlands, but we don't have farm inputs. The creation of several youth support programs and projects like Page-E, Piagen, President Biya's 3-year youth program and others is not helping them. Government talks about programs like Page-E, PSC, but we in the hinterlands don't even know what they're all about. After I was trained in pineapple cultivation, I was selected to receive support from the Piagen program, but it died a natural death.
n'a plus abouti.
Even huge sums of money dispersed by governments to help them in their diverse agricultural activities end up midway between the banks and beneficiaries.
On n'avait jamais été soutenu.
We have never received any assistance. Probably the money disbursed for agriculture, as the president says, ends up in offices. Nothing happens on the ground. We have not seen all the subventions we've been hearing about in the media. I am suffering. Prices of inputs are high, and every day we hear of subventions, but we have not seen anything. We were told that our trainer disappeared with the money dispersed for the financing of our projects. They all have the same demands. Government should subsidize the cost of farm inputs like fertilizer, pesticides and others, create credible financial assistance mechanisms, create farm-to-market routes and rehabilitate existing ones.
And a brief note in sports football, the Cameroon's delegation to the African Nations Championship, the CHAN, in Morocco 2018 have returned home. The intermediate Lions of Cameroon that finished first from the bottom in Group D of the competition managed just a single point in 3 matches played so far. According to the team's head coach, Rigobert Song, they would continue to work harder and learn from their mistakes. The competition enters its quarter-final stage this weekend. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television. Viewers, so thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you a blessed stay in the company of our programs. Until we meet again, goodbye.